Here today with me. It's a beautiful day. We're going to be practicing a 30-minute, half-hour Yin Asana. And so Yin is more restorative. It's gentler, easier, it's slower. And the intention for this practice today is observation. So we will be that silent witness. We'll be listening, observing, present. And that's what the practice would be, just a practice of just being as observant and aware and noticing. And so as we go through the practice, we're going to notice the thoughts that might come up to interrupt the silence, the being, the basking. And that's okay. Whatever thoughts come up, we notice, we witness from a very neutral, separate place from the thought itself. So the thought is there and we're observing it. It's not our thought. It's a thought in a thought sphere in the energetic universe of thought spheres upon thought spheres and levels of vibrational energy. And we have just dropped into that thought sphere. We have let our attention drop there. And just notice where our attention is in that moment. And notice in a neutral way, just observing it from a wise, removed place, the higher self, observing it. And then after we observe it, we're going to discipline ourselves to bring ourselves back into the practice of basking in the nectar of our being and be fully aware of, rather than thoughts in our head talking, because this is our time with ourselves. This is our time to be silent and observe. So we're totally with ourselves. And so when we observe a thought, we're going to just look at it, notice it with no judgment, just notice it. And then we're going to just simply let it go. And we can ask ourselves the question after we let it go, is that a thought I want to bring my attention to? Is that a thought that I want to create more of? Is that a thought sphere I want to entertain or not? Does it enliven me? Does it open my heart? Does it allow me to feel more present? Is it a possibility that expands my love to move into? Or is it something that constricts me or makes me afraid or gives me some anxiety or brings my energy down a little bit or makes me worry a little? And noticing the difference and then allowing yourself to set it aside and get back totally into your own self. And right now your commitment to yourself in this practice is to be present with yourself and just observe. And we're going to listen to the sounds of the birds, which is my favorite. Listening to some wind chimes or whatever is around you. Noticing and observing the inner being. The passion inside, the love inside, the energy, sensations inside, this infinite universe, this extension of Creator, Source, God, pure, wholly innocent, unlimited and infinite, with all the qualities and likeness of the Creator, God, universe itself, animating through you. We're diving in and experiencing that aspect of ourselves and observing it. And we're going to notice how we're in our body. How deeply can we relax in our body? How far out into our fields of spirit, our pranayama kosha, our manomaya kosha, our mental and emotional body, and moving more and more into our tishmanamaya kosha, and then into the anandamaya kosha, pure bliss. And knowing that we can experience all of them wholly and purely and simultaneously, because it's all us. And in that Anandamaya Kosha, when we connect with ourselves there, which is the truest aspect of ourselves, completely merged with source, God, and all that is. Yet it is a deep and powerful part of what we are. It's just a part of our kosher. It's as real and much as us as our physical body. And then we go there and bask in that kosher. We allow ourselves to rest there and breathe there and be there for as long as we want. And if that means that your entire practice ends up in a samadhi, that's okay. We're going to begin in child's pose with this Yin Asana. And I invite you to stay as long in child's pose as you want. And if you are basking in that nectar, if you are basking in Anandamaya Kosha, if you're basking in your God presence, you can be in child's pose the entire practice and just rest in samadhi. If you want to move with us, we're going to be moving gently through the practice. But I'm going to invite you to also, if you're in that state, you're basking in that Anandamaya Kosha, bliss body that is yours, just as much as all the other bodies. That part of you that is one with God, and you want to move and remain in all your koshas, and all your bodies, and all your aspects, and remain connected to the divine self within you. As you move, I invite you to practice that as well. So we're going to begin the practice. We're going to set our intention, and then we're going to move into child's pose. So let's scan the body, go inside, and just take a moment to be with yourself. As deeply as possible, in whatever way that feels for you. And begin to breathe into the belly, lower abdomen, dropping that prana down into the pelvic floor, like an empty glass, and pouring water, clear, crystal clear water, just dropping down to the bottom of the glass. And through this practice, we're going to fill that glass all the way up with water, to the very top, clear, crystal clear water, and a clear, crystal clear glass. The prana, the breath, is life. So we're going to begin to deepen our breaths into our belly. And we're going to begin to lengthen the breath. We're also going to remain aware of the body for me. Notice how relaxed or tense the body is. I can feel my body's a little cold, so I feel a little tension in my body because I'm cold. I'm not freezing cold, I'm comfortable cold, but there's enough of it's a little rainy morning and it's June and the body feels a little cold for me, so I feel that it's tense a little bit. And so moving is going to really help it. So I know that. I'm happy about that. I make my body feel better. And diving in even deeper into your heart. Just taking a few moments now to send your heart love, send your deepest self love, the God of your understanding love. Sending it love, pure love, from your heart to your heart, to your heart to the heart of God, from your heart to the heart of the universe. And I invite you to take a few deep breaths into your belly and bring that love into your heart. Nothing exists but you and your heart and the breath. And beginning now to set that intention into your consciousness. And we are going to see the consciousness, the mind. It's a beautiful pool of water, crystal clear, infinitely deep, glass smooth. I'm going to rest in this consciousness, this pool of water for the remainder of the practice. And you can begin to see just a little bit on the outer edges of this beautiful pool. And on the outer edges of the pool is some moss, just some very gentle moss. And at this point, we're not going to see anything else but that. You see just some moss around the edge of the pool. And then we're going to dive the intention into the pool, and we can join the intention. You can see our body diving as well, holding it. It can be words, it can be a symbol, it can be a picture, a face. I invite you to drop that in gently, kindly, with love, full power, fully empowered, and watch that drop into your consciousness. I invite you to do that now, and we will begin to spend a few moments breathing and visualizing what is going to grow beyond that moss. And bring in the emotions, full live screen, creating it in the mental. It has to be created in the mental first before it can be created in the physical. And I invite you to do that now. A few moments of silence. You'll visualize for 30 minutes, and I'll bring you back. And allowing yourself to release your attention from that intention, setting it free as this or better, knowing that the vision we have, there could be a higher, more expansive, more free outcome, possibility. But we're going to bring our consciousness to the highest we can imagine, most joyous, most expansive for us right now. And that could simply even be just a day at home, alone, sitting with myself, doing a little yoga. And we're going to come back and we're just going to kind of shake the body out a little bit. Just shake it out and let the head go, let the whole body, because we want the body to be free. Shaking out the hands, you can bring them above the head. Just going to shake the body out and do this because it's good to do this a little every day. Move the body, bring the legs out, shaking out. It's a yin yoga, but we're just going to shake a little bit because energies can get stuck in the cells of the body. And then we're going to move ourselves into a child's pose. So getting into your child's pose, and I invite you to open up those knees, and you can put a cushion in here if you want. I think I'll do that today because we're really in yin today. Opening it up, and we can put a cushion right there. And you can also use a block if you like to bring the head down for relaxation. Or you can bring the head down to a cushion, or you can just bring the head down to the floor in your sun salutation. It's a slight inversion. You're going to be holding it for a little while. It's very gentle. It'll actually be really good for us to bring some blood flow into the brain and have that be a natural flow, but very gentle. So the arms can be extended out if you like, or alongside the body. And we're bringing them out today. And we're going to engage our bandhas through this pose. Our bandhas, we have 3 bandhas. The pelvic floor kegels are our mula bandha. We're going to engage that gently. Belly comes in and up, navel in and up. That's Uddiyana bandha. We're going to engage that. And Jalandhara bandha. Chin comes in, and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. All 3 are mala bandha. We're going to be holding mala bandha through the majority of our practice. All the bandhas that we can, even if it's ever so gentle throughout the whole practice. It seals the energy in for more vitality in your own physical being. So engaging those bandhas, we're going to bring the prana into the belly, and we're going to simply rest in our own heart. Resting in and expanding into, through the koshas, through the energy bodies, and being as deeply with the self. And especially that Anandamaya kosha, that bliss body. And I invite you to come into your full child's pose and relax and breathe. And gently, either staying in your child's pose, basking in your Maya kosha, or you can come up into a gentle table, but we're going to be moving into camel. Moving into up dog, sorry. Moving into up dog very gently, allowing the spine to come into a gentle back bend. Both arms solid on the earth, feeling the thighs relax down. And gently moving back into your child's pose, taking your time. If you like to exhale as you come down, and inhale as you come up. Exhaling, and we're going to continue this child's pose to up dog. Nice, slow, conscious movements as we breathe into the belly at our own pace. We're going to do a little spontaneous after, but let's just stay in this pattern, fully present to sound, observing the body, the birds chirping, fully present, and breathe. Moving slow enough so that you can still be present. Thought arises, observe it, and let it go and move back into present moment observation. Fully present to the physical body, how it's moving, consciously embodied by the spirit. Feeling the sounds around, observing them with neutrality, allowing everything to arise. Just as it's arising now, can't control it, you're just witnessing. I love to listen to the birds as a focus. Observe, witness, notice. Bringing my awareness to their sounds, the coos, the chirps. And we begin to move now into spontaneous movements. Maybe moving into some cat-cow. Flexing and extending that spine. And cow, your back bend as the tailbone sticks out and chest open. Cat as you exhale. Round that back like a Halloween cat. Tuck the tail down. Feeling with the foundation of this pose. Noticing the beautiful sensations in your body it creates as you open and begin to add any spontaneous movements with it. It's moving in your table. Like a child would move, a kid would move, wiggling around, doing what feels good. The animal or cat might do. Keeping the body young and moving, flexible, use it or lose it. And just moving back and forth, and if you want to move into your up dog and cat cow, just wiggling around, just back into child's if you like, spending a few moments playing around in this table pose with yourself and engaging the bandhas, and let's breathe. And then coming up to table, and let's just kind of shake the body, shake everything off. Beautiful job. And we are going to roll over onto our backs into the Savasana pose, relaxation. Practiced our, and when we prepare for, let's bring the knees up to the chest and roll back and forth a little bit. And bring the legs up and pull those legs in towards the body. Feel that beautiful stretch in the hamstrings, these beautiful muscles in the back of the leg. And flex and extend those feet. Feel some nice stretching sensations. Really present in your body, observing all the sensations. And the invitation is through the Savasana and through the rest of this day, bringing yourself into that witness consciousness, that observation state of just being the awareness, watching the physical world, including the body that you call yourself. Knees out wide. We're going to go into baby. Bring the hands to the outer edges. Pulling those legs down. Feeling the hips opening. Breathing into the belly. Fully present. And releasing that gentle pull and kicking around like a baby. And we take this time to stay in baby, kicking around a little bit, or move into one last pose or stretch the body might need. And we're going to go into our Savasana. We're not going to do releases today because we promised 30 minutes and I'm not very good with time. You go into a little Badakanasana. In this clock in this room is off time. It says 3 o'clock. So thinking it's about a half an hour. So I thought it was about 2:29 when we started. But I could be wrong because I'm not very good with time. Relaxing into the earth. Letting everything go. Allowing the body to sink deep down. I'm going to say, I'm good with time. I've changed that. I don't want to create that possibility. I just observed that of myself, saying that. And that's disempowering. I'm good with time. And this is going to be close to 30-minute practice. So we can relax the body now, knowing that it will end in close to 30 minutes. Feeling the body sinking into the earth. Letting everything go. Noticing any little tension in the body. Even if you need to wiggle a little bit to release that tension, it's the time to do it. Shaking the real last little bit off, and then letting the body move into stillness. In a comfortable spot for a few moments, sinking deep down, feeling the body secure, allowing yourself to expand into the pranamaya kosha, the energy body. And throughout this Savasana relaxation, allow yourself to expand even more deeply if you'd like to go into the Malamaya, the mental body, the emotional body, Jijnanamaya kosha, and the Anandamaya kosha. Allow yourself to bask in all three, all the way out directly to Samadhi Anandamaya kosha, the bliss body. And knowing you can go very quickly from all bodies, from physical to the Anandamaya, the bliss body, just within a breath or two. But allowing yourself the ease of moving through all of them, or some of them, allowing the relaxation to be what it is, surrendering and letting go. And beginning to breathe into the belly, and gently kind of coming back, thanking your heart and yourself for this time that you gave yourself, sending yourself gratitude and love, and beginning to wiggle the fingers and toes and stretch out the body, maintaining that sense of gratitude and love for the self, the whole self, every cell, every molecule you are grateful for, and you love every aspect of this being: physical, energetic, mental, emotional, spiritual, etheric. And rolling over to one side, taking a breath, being aware of how it feels different for your body here on the side and on your back. Gently coming up to seated position. Again, rooting yourself into the earth, scanning the inner being and noticing how it feels to be sitting upright and how it feels to be inside you. Only you can feel inside you. Step inside and sense it, noticing if even any shifts and changes from the beginning of practice. Bringing yourself back to the intention that you set at the beginning of practice and blessing that. Seeing it drop into that beautiful pool of water, and now the pool of water is surrounded by beautiful scenery of the intention. And see if there's a chant inside, a spontaneous prayer chant inside. Yoke kemote sea he emote sea emote sea kene hate emote sea emote kene ate 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 hinde ki ate ate. Bringing our hands together in Anjali Mudra in front of our heart. And conclude with Namaste prayer. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Wishing you a beautiful, beautiful, and blessed day.